Welcome to Unit 2 of this marketing series for private practice. In today's unit, we're going to talk about different types of approaches to marketing. We're also going to think about how can you best do this marketing. Really, there's only two ways that people decide to work with you. One we might call the blessing approach, and the other we might call the blind approach. For the blessing approach, we think about it as, a friend knows you and they give their blessing. They already have some trust, they already like you, they say, oh, I know this person who's great, you got to connect with them. The blind approach is just a blind search, going into Google, going into Psychology Today, going somewhere where someone just blindly searches for a therapist in your area or in your particular specialty. With both of these approaches, we know that people move through a very clear process of know, like, and trust. If someone doesn't know you exist, the very first thing we want them to do is to know you exist. And so they went from, I don't know that you exist, to, I know you exist. Then after they know you, we want them to like you. And so this could be through blog posts, this could be through the design on your website, this could be through creating content that people connect with. And then after that, they move into the trust phase. Oftentimes people want to move someone from, I don't even know you exist, to I trust you really quickly. And especially in a therapeutic relationship, that can be a really big jump for some people. And so we want to produce content, produce images, produce things that continue to show who we are as a clinician, who we are as a practice. So when we take them through that know, like, and trust, what we want to really focus on is how do we move them from where they are to just whatever the next step is, not jumping all the way to trust. So if they don't know that you exist, move them into the fact that they know you exist. If they know you exist, how do we move them to start to like you a little bit? And if they like you, feel like they connect with you, how do we build some trust? And at each level, we want to think of it as a funnel. There's going to be people that they know you exist, but they don't decide that they want to like you. They don't like your content. They don't work with your content. That's okay. And then there's people that like your content that may not yet trust you. And that group gets smaller and smaller at each level. When we're building towards people that are doing blind searches, most of our efforts are going to go into our online presence. So social media, our website, blogging, getting referrals from other websites. And we're going to talk through what those look like in a couple future units. But on the flip side, for the blessing side, we want to really focus on building referrals, on in-person networking, in connecting with people locally that are going to refer people to your practice. So it's two very different strategies, but when we break it down by which one am I doing well, which one do I need to improve on, where are the gaps, then we know what actions we need to take. And it becomes very apparent what our next steps are. So your homework for this unit is to really evaluate your numbers. Get onto your Google Analytics. We want to look at when somebody comes to your website, first, how many people a month are coming to your website? Is it 6? Is it 60? Is it 600? And then when people come to your website, what are the first 2 or 3 pages that they're likely to go to? From there, we want to look at, well, do those people actually make the phone calls? Do they click on the schedule link? Do they pick up the phone? And where do we see the drop off at each of those spots? Then we want to look for those opportunities so that someone can know, like, and trust you. So evaluate your homepage, evaluate your website to start to look at those numbers so then in future units we can understand where those gaps are and how we can fill them in.